Alright, we're back. Let's go with, we were working on the bottom here. Let's go ahead and put the trim portion on his coat, on his jacket, or whatever you want to call it. So what you want to do is get maybe a 1/4 of an inch, or maybe a little better. And what you're going to do is just follow this all the way around to the other side. Same thing as with the hat. Just take your time a little bit and go around. And remember, if you stab yourself with one of these, even with a glove on, it can go through. May not be as severe, but it will still go through. So don't have the false sense that that it won't cut you at all. You know, it's there to help you. It's not always. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife and we're going to trim this off at the top here. Alright. You want to go ahead and trim that off just like we did with that there. I do the same thing. I go back and redo it with my knife a little bit. It just saves you from cutting it off with a stop cut. It's just a little cleaner to do it this way. But then I come back and I kind of follow that out. I think my knives need to be resharpened a little bit. They seem a little dull. Let me dip it once. See, I dipped it in that jar of rubbing alcohol and water, which is 50% water and 50% rubbing alcohol of the 70% variety. They have 91 and they have 70, they have 50. I use 70. Okay, let me get my little strop over here. I think I have it here somewhere. Oh, whoops. Knocking everything down here. Hang on a second. If you don't know what a strop is, it's a piece of leather on a board. And I use this a lot to hone up my tools, especially my knives. And we're just going back and forth a couple of times, kind of flat. You're pulling it away from the blade. Alright. I know some of you are saying, well, you already showed us that. Well, you might be a new carver or just tuned in. You know nothing about wood carving. This is how we keep our knives nice and sharp. I know I repeat a lot, but I even need to be reminded to do that every so often for my knives to keep them in good working order. Alright, let's see, we were working on the bottom here. Wow, what a difference between the water and it's almost, don't have to put a lot of effort into it. Okay, and then what I do, I come back and I take that little hard edge off all the way around. And our coat portion is pretty well finished. We're also going to put a well, you can, it's optional if you want to do it. You can put a little I'm going to just put that in here real quick. This would be the rope section on the back. We won't have anything in the front, but it will show just a little bit of a, gives it a little more detail. I go down maybe 1/8 of an inch and do the bottom portion. Again, I rescore it with reline it again with the regular knife once I have this in. It just saves you some time in putting it with a pencil, and then you're going to go from the top down. You're going to trim that off a little bit. Alright. And then once you score it, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to round this off after you get this all done. Now you go from the top to the thing, and then when you do the bottom part of the robe, you know, you work your way up. These are really fun to do. They don't take that long to do once you know the formula to make these. See, I'm going to score it right now. I call it scoring it, but put a little stop cut there and kind of work my way up to that and make it a nice, clean, crisp look to it. Just like so. I'll do the top the same way. I went over a little bit, but that's alright. And just recut it. Alright. Alright, and then I take my little V tool. It's about the same one. You can go with a little bit smaller if you'd like. I have a couple of different ones here. I go from the top first. Just seems easier that way. And then turn around and do the other side. You know, come down, meet the bottom portion of the rope. Alright, and that's it. Alright, so that's our rope in there. We're going to start the beard soon, but I want to clean everything up really well first. Redefine my lines a little bit more. I need to put the mouth in with the little bit of a lip there, so let's redefine this again. Let's go up here and cut this out. Making it a little bit bigger what we originally had. Alright. Oh, the other thing we also do, put the nostrils in. So you can take your pencil if you want, kind of mark where to go with both. It'd be a little easier for you. You don't want them too close together because you want that little bit of the parting portion to be kind of not real thin. So what you do is take your knife, your little V tool, and you're going to just place it there and push up and towards the back and pull it out. Same thing over here, you're going to push it in, pull it out, take your knife, go up there and pop it out. That's simple to make a nostril. Okay, but that's not flush with it, so I'll go back in there and retrim that out a little bit. You can also take the tool, the same tool, and go back up from the other side a little bit. Then back down. Alright, looks good. I'm going to take this up there a little bit. Put this up there a little bit. Clean it up. And I keep that nose nice and round. Now right here, I'm going to make it a little bit deeper. I'm just going to sliver that out a little bit. And the reason I'm doing that is to give it some depth. Okay? I'll show you in just a second. Let me clean that up over here where I can see it. I also cut the little diamond out here. I cut it this way, right next to the nose and in the back portion. I'll clean that up a little bit more. There should be a little bit like when you look at it, that it's a little bit, it looks nice and deep. You want to be careful when you do this, you know, you don't want to dig the whole nose out. See how I got a little depth to it? Gives it a little bit of a shadow look to it, which is what you want. We'll be right back.